As mentioned in our news bulletin, Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, the ex-wife of the late President Nelson Mandela, will today challenge the executors of Madiba's estate in the Mthatha High Court in the Eastern Cape. She wants right to the Madiba Qunu home outside Mthatha. Winnie Madikizela-Mandela's legal team will table heads of arguments to a full bench of judges. For more on this, let's cross over to our reporter who's following this story for us, Mthatha High, who is in Mthatha. Mthatha, thanks so much for being with us and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Leanne, and good morning. It's a day that Winnie Madikizela-Mandela has been long waiting for today. And what the legal team has said to us that they are very excited that this matter will be heard by judges who are not from this area, as some who are in this jurisdiction were actually had a lot of interest in the matter because they fall under the area which Qunu itself falls under. So these are judges that are expected to be taking a decision that is thoroughly based on law.
So let's just get to grips with what actually is going on. Why is Winnie Madikizela-Mandela laying claim to the Qunu home? Just let us understand this more.
Winnie Madikizela-Mandela is claiming that her marriage with the former president, the late Nelson Mandela, was not just a civil marriage. However, customary law was also taken into consideration when the two families, the one of Madikizela and Mandela family, were brought together. When they separated, that customary part of the marriage was not dissolved. As we know that the process of getting two African people together, you first pay lobola and the Mandela family must go to the Madikizela family, and the two are united even before the civil part of the marriage takes place. And once the civil marriage has been dissolved by the courts of law or in whichever way, the part of customary law she believes was still rigid. She says she even mourned during Madiba's death, which was evidence that she is still his wife, customary, whether they decided to separate because of various reasons. So it's based on the customary issue. She is also saying that in an area, in a rural area, you don't own property, you don't own land, you are just given the right to occupy by chiefs. The land belongs to the chiefs of the area, it belongs to the king of the area. As an individual, you are just given the right to occupy. She then says this site at Qunu was given to herself and Madiba when they were united, and she believes that should be taken into consideration by this court. And Madiba could not have put it down in his will as his own property, as it does not belong to him as an individual. We're
reporting in the news, and we understand that the convicted king of the Abu Tembo is actually a key witness in this matter, and he's advised to rather engage in dialogue with the Mandela family as opposed to going this legal route. What role does he actually play?
Well, there are many aspects, Leanne, into this issue. Some people really believe that this matter should have been dealt with in a traditional manner within the Mandela family, and a decision should be taken. But however, that was not going to complete the process, Leanne, because if you remember, the will is a legal document. So if they were only going to deal with it in their family matter, it was not going to undo what has been written in the will of Nelson Mandela, stating that this house should be managed by the NRM Foundation on behalf of Mama Gracia Machel as a family house. And that is the issue that Winnie Madikizela-Mandela here is disputing. She's saying that the first wife of Tata Mandela, Evelyn, when she was married with Madiba, she never touched the property they owned together with the first wife. Now she's asking, why is the third wife, which is now Gracia Machel, wanting to take part in the property that was owned by herself and Madiba? And another aspect which brings now the king of Abatembu into the picture of this whole thing. You remember, and I just mentioned that when you are given land in a rural area, you are just given the right to occupy. He's a key witness to explain to this court that this this is the process that they follow in rural areas. They just give you the right to occupy, and should you disobey the rules of that certain area, the king will then have the right to remove you. So he is expected to come here. An application has been made to the Eastern Cape head of correctional services to try and get him when he's needed to come and testify in this court and give his side of evidence and what processes were followed by the Mandela family for him as the king and other chiefs to give Winnie Mandela and Nelson Mandela the site at Qunu.
All right, let's leave it there. Interesting story that we're going to be following. Today is the big day, but we'll be watching it the entire time. Zimkita is, of course, the reporter covering this for us. Valen, let's get some sports.